Well, one way for people to keep track of Hurricane Dennis and the latest happenings is to go to our website at NBC6.net. Julia Yarbo is live in the newsroom with details on what you can find there. Julia?
Well, Jackie, especially during a storm and a hurricane, the power of the internet is wonderful. And at NBC6.net, we have a lot of information on here to help you get through this storm, to keep updated on what's happening. All you need to do is log on to NBC6.net, and this is our homepage that you'll find. And in the top corner, we have updated information about Dennis. One of the first things that you may want to check on is the actual track of Dennis. We have an interactive hurricane tracker. Simply click on that, and that will allow you to see the track of Hurricane Dennis, where that storm has been, where it's going, and exactly where it's at any particular moment. The interactive hurricane tracker is a very easy tool to use. As well, we have information coming in from viewers, those of you who have damage in your own neighborhoods that you've emailed us in these photos. Now, this is a photo. You can see that tree limb is completely down over a power line. That was sent in by Jeff Wood. This is some of the images out from Mountain Port Everglades. Also right here, you can see that this is a porch, 2 gazebos completely over, and this is an image from Southwest Dade, a tree down along somebody's property. In addition to being able to access other viewer photos and then submit your own, you can also check out images of the damage from Haiti and in Cuba and Jamaica. We've been talking to you about some of the damage there. We have a spot on their video from Cuba, Key West Marathon that you can access as well. This is a nice little feature, Live Weather Plus video, that will allow you to be up to date on what's happening with weather here in our own area, as well as weather conditions around the country. And that's a 24-hour update constantly on NBC6 Weather Plus video. So again, the internet, a very important tool, especially as we're going through storms. All you need to do is log on to NBC6.net to have all of that information. Of course, if there's information that you have that you want to pass along to us, you can do that as well at NBC6.net. Tony, Jackie?
Thank you. I have to tell you, I used the tracker yesterday, and I went. First, I put Dennis's track in. Then I went back to last year, put Ivan's track in, and Charlie's track in, and it was scary to see how similar those tracks were.
Uncanny. You know what, another thing that we should remind our viewers that they can use, especially if you lose power and you have a battery operated radio, is you can always listen to us on 87.7. It was great for me last night.
Absolutely.
After I got home and I didn't have any power, as well as Tony didn't have power. The tale of 2 counties, by the way, Miami-Dade and Broward counties, we both were without power, but I was able to get my battery operated radio, and I was listening to what was going on and keeping up to date on Hurricane Dennis.
I thought the same thing. I thought to myself, you know, we tell people to do that all the time. Now we're in the position to do it, and it becomes very, very, very valuable.
Well, we just received word that a Hurricane Dennis has been upgraded to a Category 3 hurricane. Let's go back to Trina Robinson with more on that. Trina.
All right, Jackie and Tony, you are so right. An Air Force reconnaissance plane has been in that system in the last few minutes and reported back to the National Hurricane Center that the pressure has dropped to 947 millibars. And remember, just at 3 o'clock, it was at 962. So the winds have gone up from 100 from 3 o'clock to 115 miles per hour. So it's regained strength. It's now a Category 3 again, and it's moving very fast, unfortunately, toward the Panhandle. We really dodged a major bullet that this system didn't come our way and come closer to the Keys as a Category 3. It was really starting to die down as it came in our vicinity and stayed away from us, the core of the storm. But you can see it's a 3 down. As of 2 a.m., it's going to remain a 3 Sunday morning, and then it will make landfall somewhere around the Panhandle over to Mississippi and Alabama as a Category 3 storm, a powerful major hurricane, and then it'll start to lose its intensity as it encounters the landmass and will become a Category 1 storm. But folks in the Panhandle and over to Alabama and Mississippi are under hurricane warning right now, and a lot of them should evacuate because, of course, this is the area that was hit by Ivan, and we just saw major damage. Again, this system is coming their way, projected to stay a 3. There's no model that's saying right now that it could become a 4, but again, those waters are very warm, so they should take every precaution. Back here at home, we're going to see temperatures of about 88 degrees tomorrow. Showers and storms likely because the tail end of the system are still on top of us. Let's go to our Viper technology, please, right now. And you can see we still have light rain falling all across Key West, so they are still getting some rain, not the heavy storms that they had earlier, but they are seeing some rain and showers right now, and it's going to continue. Let's go back to our source where we can see exactly how this moisture tail of Dennis will drag moisture over us, and because of the sunshine tomorrow, it could ignite storms. We already got anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of rain over our area. We had some strong winds, hurricane force winds in a couple of parts of the Keys last night, and then also over Key Biscayne. And again, that moisture tail will stay with us, drag moisture over us, and so that is the reason why we can't dry you out tomorrow. I wish we could, but we cannot. All right, as we move on here, we're going to see the 6-day, and the 6-day shows us that tomorrow another stormy day, not as bad today, but a 70% chance of precip. And then on Monday, the probability of precipitation starts to go down. We see some scattered storms and showers. Things start to get better as we move through time, but unfortunately, the folks in the Panhandle, things are going to get worse before they get better. Let's go back to Jackie and Tony.
Trina, thank you very much. I just wanted to give you a heartfelt thank you because I know you've been here since midnight last night, and you've
Jackie,
been informing us and our viewers, and you're doing a great job.
Really
so thank you very much,
you.
Trina.
You know, it's our job, and we try and protect life and limb, and it's a privilege to be able to help the viewers in this time of concern.
Thank you once again.
We saw Trina when we were leaving last night coming in,
Right.
So she's had quite a night.
She
and
sure
quite a
has.
day.
Hey, you know, it's the weekend. My sister-in-law was telling me, why does this always happen on a weekend?
Yeah.
You know, because many
seems to work out that way.
sports teams are playing on the weekend. So many people have their plans on the weekends. And I know that yesterday the Marlins actually finished their game, even though they lost, but they finished their game.
And they're being optimistic tonight, right, Guy, that they can get in that game that starts at 6:05?
That's exactly right. Not so many cancellations, just a couple postponements. Hurricane Dennis skirted South Florida, but had some direct effects on some of today's sporting events. Generally, horse races run rain or shine, but nobody said anything about power outages. Calder Racecourse had no juice nor phone service after Dennis breezed through early this morning. All services have been restored, but their annual $1.9 million Summit of Speed scheduled for today will run tomorrow. Gates open at 11:30. The Marlins in the middle of a big series with the Chicago Cubs. Rain delays slowing things down last night before the fish fell 9-6. Game 2 scheduled for a 6:05 start, but the ball club will continue to evaluate the situation as necessary. Colombia, Panama, Trinidad, and Honduras will have to wait an extra day for their Gold Cup matches. The Orange Bowl will host the soccer series starting Sunday instead of Saturday. Monday's matches will now be played on Tuesday. Any other adjustments, we'll pass them along to you as soon as we get them. Back to you.
Guy, thank you. Well, not even the threat of Hurricane Dennis could stop some people from doing their jobs. Newspaper delivery personnel in Miami-Dade still delivered papers. They did it in Broward as well this morning, despite power outages and tropical storm force winds.
It will take me an extra hour to deliver 400 paper. It usually take me an hour and 45 minutes. So it take me 2 hours. 2 hours and 45 minutes.
People expect their paper to be there.
That's a dedicated man. Hurricane Dennis is expected to move out of South Florida, as we have been telling you, hopefully by late tomorrow.
Okay, what is your favorite mango? Fruit, I should say, and I gave it away. Shucks.
Okay,
Anyway.
let's start it again. Go ahead.
What's your favorite fruit?
Mango.
So is mine, and there was a big mango festival in South Dade this weekend at the Fairchild Tropical Gardens. Is it on or is it off? We're going to give you that information when we come back.
And once again, as we take you to commercial break, once again, the damage in the Keys. They suffered the brunt of Hurricane Dennis. When we come back, more on this on our special edition of the NBC 6 News at 5 on this Saturday.
Mark, what did I tell you about skateboarding in the house? Ah, report card.
This moment brought to you by Sylvan Learning Center.
School is tough. Then Sylvan helped me read better.
We call our approach the Sylvan Advantage. It's the best kind of tutoring. We start by identifying your child's unique needs, followed by individual attention from highly trained teachers who just love teaching. Our flexible hours fit your busy schedule, and you'll get progress reports every step of the way. If your child is struggling or just not being challenged enough, call this number now.
His teacher recommended Sylvan, and what a difference.
The skills to do better in school, the confidence to do better in everything else. Call now to enroll for summer.
It looms in the distance, intimidating all its surrounds, beckoning those who dare. A challenge unlike any you've seen in all of Florida. Are you ready to take the ride of your life? And man, is it ever fun! Big Thunder is the newest, largest water thrill ride in all of Florida, and you'll find it only at Rapids Water Park. Big Thunder blasts you and your friends out through a winding tube of cascading water, flinging your four-person raft up to the edge of a gigantic spiraling funnel again and again. Now that's some thunder. Big Thunder.
With the prices of everything going up, there's one company that helps me stay within my budget, Florida No Fault. Florida No Fault has been around for years. They know how to take care of their customers. They offer low down payments, low monthly payments, and great service. It's simple. Call Florida No Fault.
People all across Florida are saving money on their car insurance by calling Florida No Fault. Call 1-800-444-4211.
Save a lot of money, Florida No Fault.
Many trees toppled overnight and early this morning as those squalls and strong winds whipped South Florida.
As we've been telling you, the ground already saturated from weeks of rain we got in June, allowing those roots to come up and the trees, as you see, to come down.
And many people grabbing the chainsaws to cut those trees. I know my friend here was one of them till like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Absolutely, with the help of the Davie Police, I've got to say. But hey, what about a tree that maybe you think you can save? Nick Bogert has more on how you can do that.
The Queen's crepe myrtle tree, a native of India, about 70 years old, did not survive the winds of Hurricane Dennis. Probably not in a condition to be replanted, but you may have something around your house that is, and we're going to talk now to Michael Davenport, who's the Director of Horticulture here at Fairchild Tropical Garden. What can be replanted, what can't, generally?
Oh, well, you can replant just about anything. A big tree like this that's kind of old, it's a little rotted at the base, you probably don't want to waste your time trying to pick it up. It's such a large tree, and so we're just going to let this one go. But something smaller, certainly you can brace up using 2x4s.
Big trees, you'd say generally you think a tree service ought to get called in?
Oh, absolutely. Anything big, if you try and fix it yourself, you're probably going to get hurt. So you're going to need to do chainsaws and cut out the canopy, so call a professional.
With littler trees, what can the homeowner do to try and right it and get it growing?
Absolutely. They can prop it up straight, use 2x4s to brace it, make sure those are braced in the ground themselves, and make sure that the tree can't move too much, and you'll probably have good luck.
And you think the canopy ought to be clipped back to prevent too much wobbling in the yard?
Exactly, and that's why these big trees fall down. Our soil is so shallow that their roots don't get deep, and they get a big canopy, and the wind just takes them down. So,
is there any kind of fertilization that's possible or desirable?
After you prop it up, you probably don't want to fertilize it right now because you have new roots developing, and if you can burn those if you throw too much fertilizer down. It's in the middle of the rainy season, so the rains will come back and help it out. So prop it up and kind of leave it alone.
Okay, thanks very much, Michael Davenport. Too late for the Queen's crepe myrtle, but perhaps you could salvage something with Fairchild Tropical Garden. Nick Bogert, NBC6.
I can't even believe I'm talking about this.
I'm going to be brutally honest. Sometimes I don't make it to the bathroom in time.
You think, wow, I've got to do something about this.
Ask your doctor if Ditropan XL is right for you.
I get up about 2 to 3 times a night.
It's time to kind of deal with this.
I encourage women to talk to their doctors because for many women, overactive bladder is a treatable condition that may respond to medication. Talk to your doctor about once-a-day Ditropan XL. It's not equally effective for everyone, but it is clinically proven to help reduce sudden urges, frequent bathroom visits, and wetting for 24 hours. As with most prescriptions, Ditropan XL is not for everyone. People with certain types of stomach, urinary, or glaucoma problems should not take Ditropan XL. Most common side effects are dry mouth, constipation, drowsiness, headache, blurred vision, dizziness, diarrhea, and nausea.
I'm glad I called.
Call for a free month offer for Ditropan XL.
If it's leather that you want, the look, the feel, the durability, and the style, come into Carl's Greatest Leather Sale. The greatest selection at the absolute lowest prices. Carl's Greatest Leather Sale. Don't forget, this weekend only, Carl's has put every single piece of South Florida's greatest selection of leather on sale. It's the lowest prices of the year, and it's only available at Carl's Greatest Leather Sale. Don't miss it.
There was no calm before the storm.
This as Hurricane Dennis swats and stirs up both Florida's coasts.
But not before a deadly turn in the Caribbean.
And now, with no time to catch their breath, residents along the storm-weary Panhandle brace for Dennis's arrival. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jackie Nesbral.
And I'm Tony Segreto. Hurricane Dennis took its first shot at the Florida coast overnight.
Dennis brought damaging winds and rains, knocking out power to thousands. And now we are being told Dennis is picking up some steam.
For the very latest, let's head over to meteorologist Trina Robinson for your first forecast. Trina?
Jackie and Tony, yes, it is picking up steam dramatically. The pressure is dropping, and that means that the winds are picking up, and now the system is back to a Category 3 storm. Let's look at those coordinates as of 5 p.m. The maximum winds 115 miles per hour. The movement northwest at 14. The pressure 955 millibars, and it's 295 miles south of Apalachicola, Florida. You can see the system has a well-defined eye, a good central dense overcast, good outflow, a well-developed healthy system, and a powerful major hurricane on its way to the Gulf Coast. And again, it is a Category 3 again. We saw a rapid drop in pressure in the last 2 hours. I mean, it was dramatic. You don't even see things like this too often. But as a Category 3 today and then tomorrow making landfall as a Category 3 sometime around 2 p.m. anywhere from, say, Alabama, Mississippi over to the Florida Panhandle. So unfortunately, the system has strengthened, and it's going to stay that. Our forecast first for tomorrow, we are not out of the woods as far as storms and showers because the tail of the system will stay in our vicinity, and it's going to dump rain on us and ignite storms once we get some sunshine. So high temperature tomorrow of 88 degrees, but storms and showers are likely once again. Let's go to our Viper technology if we can, and you will see that we're seeing a lot of moisture out there. An ugly line of storms setting offshore. It's going to impact West Palm Beach, but not us. The rain is a lot lighter and the winds are a lot lighter. We had anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of rain across our area today. And if we can look outside right now, conditions have been very ugly. We never saw the sun today, just a lot of overcast skies. But luckily, the rain has started to diminish from our Eastern Financial camera right now, and you can see things aren't looking too badly. But in other areas, light rain is falling and breezy conditions persist. All right, let's go back to our satellite picture and get a close-up of this monster storm. And again, you can see even though the storm has exited Cuba, it's still impacting it. So they are still getting rain and winds in Cuba, nothing like they had when the system was at its maximum intensity. But again, it's still a strong storm, Category 3, and making its way toward the Florida Panhandle and over to Alabama and Mississippi. So unfortunately, the folks up there should already be ready for the system to come their way, because it's too late for them to dust off their hurricane plans. They should be in the action mode, and if they've been asked to evacuate, they should be leaving, because many folks along that coast, the Gulf Coast, are under a hurricane warning at this point, because strong winds of 115 miles per hour, possibly greater, are headed this way as the system has really dropped in intensity in the last 2 hours. Right now, let's go live to Fort Walton Beach, where Willard Shepard is standing by with the very latest. Willard.
Willard Shepard is in Fort Walton Beach, and he has much more on some of the residents that live there that haven't left yet. Let's go to that package.
In the coastal communities of the Florida Panhandle, the clock is ticking. The residents, whether they like it or not, have a date with Dennis. Nick Milletti got caught putting up his plywood a little late. And now you're wet.
Yeah, now we're wet. We're in Florida, though.
Anna Patterson is clearing up anything that can fly away at her waterfront business. Ivan came through back in September. Now the sandbags are up for Dennis.
You feel you're better prepared today than 9 months ago?
Oh yeah, for sure. We're ready, and 100% more than last time. Yeah, I'm working a lot.
The boards are in place, and this afternoon the first rains arrive. This storm will certainly test the residents who emotionally are still coping with Ivan.
It's a frightening experience, you know, but I'm born and raised, lived my whole life in Florida.
Despite the warnings, though, some are choosing to ride it out.
Yeah, no problem. I'm not scared. I was born in Arkansas. I was raised with tornadoes. Hurricanes don't scare me.
And the best way for others to get through Dennis is to keep their sense of humor.
Vodka, some Coke, and some Sprite.
Those aren't your standard hurricane supplies that we thought were issued by the state of Florida.
No, they're not, but they're the supplies that I'm going to need.
And that was Willard Shepard reporting from Fort Walton Beach. Well, the Florida Keys, spared from a direct hit from Dennis, still, however, felt the sting of that storm. We've been following the effects in both the upper Keys and lower Keys. Hank Tester wrote out the storm in Key West. He joins us live with the very latest. And Hank, you must have had quite a night.
Well, it was. However, Dennis didn't turn out to be quite as billed. 2 hurricanes last year cost this town $50 million in the tourism economy. That was Charlie and Ivan. The folks here don't want that to happen again, and so they were cleaning up almost as soon as Dennis departed. Let's take a look. In the dead of night, Dennis looked like big-time trouble for Key West. Driving rain and pounding wind. But at the break of day, the real story became clear. Dennis had handed the tourist town a kitchen pass. Once again, a major hurricane had bypassed Key West. So you got to be breathing a little sigh of relief today.
Oh, most definitely. You know, we're quite fortunate that that we didn't get the bulk of the storm as we thought we were going to. And like the chief said, we haven't had a lot of damage that we can tell right now.
61 to 74 mile-an-hour winds were all that Dennis generated. Sure, there were plenty of trees down. Tree limbs took a dive. A couple of boats took on water. This sailboat went down. And in a classic man versus nature, this man saved his boat. And we didn't have any incidents?
We did not have any incidents where we had to respond.
No injuries?
Nope.
Great.
No injuries.
Well, the rain and nagging wind gusts raged through the day. This was the order of the day, cleanup, and it began almost at daybreak. Being a news guy, and I hate to, plug the city and make you feel comfortable, but I saw a couple of your guys already out picking some things up.
Yeah, some of the crews are getting some of the minor debris up out of some of the main roads here in the city.
Well, back live here in Key West, we do have news tonight that, number one, the residents who were asked to evacuate, they can return tomorrow. Tourists can come down as far as Marathon, and then after that, they can come down here on Sunday. Make that Monday, folks, so we got the days all cattywampus because of the weekend. Now, also, we can tell you that things will be back to normal here tonight. We understand some businesses can open tonight at 8 o'clock. Reporting live, Hank Tester, NBC6. Back to you, to Tommy Lamas up in Marathon, who rode out the storm there. Tommy, what's the latest?
Well, Hank, I was going to tell you that the conditions over here were improving, but right now we're getting some strong gusts, and it looks like we're getting some rain right now as well. But one good sign for homeowners here, look down here, Marathon Beach. We can now see the beach sand. Before, because of the storm surge, we could not see that, and that's good news for all those homeowners who live on the coast. Now, even though conditions are getting better here, emergency management officials are asking everyone who evacuated, non-residents and those people living in mobile homes, to stay put. Do not come back just yet because they're cleaning up the roads. There are some down power lines, there are some down tree limbs, and they're cleaning up the roads. They don't want the roads to be clogged. Now, as far as what happened on the roads, we're told that from Florida City down to Key West, US 1 is safe. It was not damaged at all by Hurricane Dennis, just a couple down tree limbs as we mentioned earlier. The Marathon Airport will be open tomorrow. So Marathon, the Middle and Upper Keys, it'll be business as usual again, but starting tomorrow, they want people to stay put and weather out the rest of the storm as Hurricane Dennis rolls on up towards the Panhandle. That's the very latest from the Middle Keys. I'm Tom Yamas in Marathon. Back to you guys in the studio.
Tom, thank you. Earlier today, Chopper 6 shooting these pictures over Haulover Beach as surfers were getting back into the water. For the most part, South Florida was spared, but parts of our area did feel the dirty side. Jaylene Rodriguez picks up our live team coverage on the ground. Jaylene?
Well, that is true. You know what? Let's talk about the surfers. Despite them being out here on Haulover Beach, lifeguards just told us a few moments ago that conditions are still very dangerous. In fact, there are rip currents. The wind was so intense at one point, it actually knocked over a lifeguard tower not far from where we're at. Overall, though, aside from debris, down power lines, and rough seas, Miami-Dade residents were spared. Haulover Beach, a surfer's paradise. Not only are the waves ideal, surfers are welcomed. this is a designated surfing area.
If you're a beginning surfer, please, this is not the day to try. The ocean is pretty rough. There are rip currents out there. The waves are strong. So this is not a good day to learn. But if you're a surfer that you have been doing this for a little while, they're welcome to come here because we do have lifeguards on the towers.
Over in Little Havana, for those delivering newspapers, it was business as usual despite the rain and wind.
The reporters, they can report the news, they can write it and print it and all that, but it's no good to the customers if the carriers don't deliver it.
Also busy through the night, FBNL employees as they work to restore power to thousands in Miami-Dade County.
Yeah, because we got them all over, so we could get them one at a time and try to make it as safe as possible.
13% of Miami-Dade's traffic signals were knocked out. Several homeowners woke up to find debris, even some trees completely uprooted in front of their homes.
Preliminary findings indicate that the county has fared well. We have received reports of debris in the roads and fallen trees and traffic signals.
Over in Coconut Grove, it was a rough night for this man, Matt Fury, who decided to spend the stormy night on this boat at the Bayshore Marina.
I was actually going to chicken out and get off the boat, but it was too scary to get off the boat, so I just hung on.
The boat he was on fared much better than this one at a nearby yacht club, and this pier also took quite a hit. A live picture here. This is the sight many have come out to see, waves crashing against the shore. It is certainly impressive, but it also serves as a reminder as to how dangerous conditions are. Now, lifeguards tell us they have had no emergencies so far, and they would like to keep it that way. Live on Haulover Beach, Jaylene Rodriguez, NBC6.
Jaylene, thank you. Meanwhile, in Broward, the residents also woke up to uprooted trees and downed power lines. You're looking at a large tree down in the middle of A1A, blocking the entire street, as you can see right there. And this Cooper City homeowner swears a tornado ripped off his aluminum patio from the side of his house. It happened in the 2600 block of Dove Drive. The man says he found it a couple of houses down the street, as well as his roof. Meanwhile, people in Gulf Shores, Alabama are making last-minute preparations as Dennis heads toward the Alabama coastline.
That's right. Residents there still rebuilding from last year's Hurricane Ivan.
Let's go to Jay Gray, who's live in Gulf Shores with the very latest developments and the preparations there. Jay?
Hey, Jackie, Tony, you're right. Tough times here. People still trying to rebuild from Ivan and now facing another storm that is barreling into this area. We've seen a bit of a change in conditions here over the day. The winds have picked up a bit. The waves are white capping. There is little question at this point that Dennis is on the way.
Oh, wow. That was Jay Gray reporting. We lost his satellite there, but you can see as some of the people there trying to board up in that area of Gulf Shores, Alabama. And again, these are storm-weary people, some of which have these people are still displaced as a result of that. Another look at the aftermath of Dennis. Outer bands producing tornadoes in the Tampa area this morning. The twisters damaging several homes and knocking down fences and trees. Tampa under a tropical storm warning with tornado and flood watches still in effect. That'll last there throughout the evening.
Some of the biggest effects here in Miami-Dade and Broward counties and in Monroe, power outages. These are some of the latest numbers of customers still without power. In Miami-Dade, 79,800.
And in Broward, 23,100.
And in Monroe County, 16,400. Our coverage of Hurricane Dennis continues.
Coming up more, we have live reports and the latest hurricane track.
Plus, these are live pictures of some of the effects of Hurricane Dennis. This apparently is in Coral Gables. We'll be right back.
ID theft and credit card fraud can destroy your life. Don't become a victim. NBC6 anchor Bob Mayer gives you easy steps to keep your identity and credit card information safe. Tuesday at 11 on NBC6.
Tonight's NBC lineup is brought to you in part by Macy's.
This month on NBC6 News at 11, a series of reports geared towards your health, the pros, the cons, and the details you need. Diana Gonzalez uncovers health issues specific to South Florida every Monday and Thursday at 11 on NBC6.
Closed captioning is brought to you in part by Palmetto Ford. The right parts, price, and people. Palmetto Ford. Give us a try before you buy. 305-592-FORD.
Many cruise lines changing their plans to avoid Hurricane Dennis in the Caribbean. The Carnival cruise ship Imagination was out in the open sea and in the path of Dennis when it decided to divert to Cozumel. But rough seas made for some unpleasant times for about half of the passengers and crew on board. Just listen.
The captain came on and said, please hold on, take care, with this nice soothing voice. Did a great job to calm us down.
A lot of people getting sick?
Yes, absolutely. A lot of people were getting sick.
Well, as soon as the passengers were off the ship, the crew started cleaning up for yet another voyage.
Hurricane Dennis battered Cuba overnight, killing at least 10 people on the island. Cubans awoke this morning to flattened houses, shredded power lines, and debris-filled streets. As it crossed over the island slowly, the storm weakened from a Category 4 to a Category 2 storm. Roaring winds with gusts of up to 100 miles per hour at the end, and driving rain pounded Havana all night. 2.2 million residents in the Cuban capital alone were without power.
There's still a lot more coming your way on the NBC6 News at 6. Dennis ruining more than just golf games around town this weekend. We have a runaway bride to tell you about, but you see, this one's running from Dennis. We will take you there.
Pick up the Friday Sun Sentinel and see how we can help you plan your weekend. Choose the right movie. Discover a new restaurant. Find local events. Sun Sentinel. How can we help you?
If it's leather that you want, the look, the feel, the durability, and the style, come into Carl's Greatest Leather Sale. The greatest selection at the absolute lowest prices. Carl's Greatest Leather Sale.
What's holding you back? The always affordable Toyota Corolla S. Toyota, moving forward.
NBC6 invites you to celebrate Colombian independence on July 17th at Tamiami Park. Enjoy the best music, original art, crafts, and cuisine. The Colombian Independence Festival, Sunday, July 17th at Tamiami Park. Brought to you by NBC6 and these sponsors. Hi.
One more level and I'm there.
I can't believe you're breaking up with me. I've got to go.
Works every time.
Dinner time is back. Bring them to the table with the unique home-style taste of original recipe. Hand-floured in a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices and fried to golden perfection. Right now, get 10 pieces for $8.99. Add the fixins to make it a meal. Bring back dinner at KFC. Dude. 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 Dude.
Dude. Better HD options. Better HD TV. Call now for this great offer.
It's Carl's greatest mattress sale. Carl's exclusive Sealy Alistair Pillow Top. Half off at only $599. Sweet dreams at that price. And pay nothing for 1 year. Carl's greatest mattress sale. Don't miss it.
As we continue to follow Hurricane Dennis now in the Gulf Coast at a Category 3 once again. You know, for us here in South Florida, Hurricane Dennis became much more of an inconvenience than anything else.
But how would you like it if you were planning one of the biggest days of your life, your wedding, only to find out you're going to have to start moving things around here? Ari Odzer joins us live from Fort Lauderdale. This was really something for these people, Ari.
Tony, romance weathers the storm. That's the headline here at the Yankee Trader Hotel in Fort Lauderdale. Look over here behind me. You can see a young couple over here, Ray Tobler and Melissa Jacobowski. They're taking pictures. We just watched them get married. They were supposed to get married in Marathon. They're from Chicago. All their wedding guests are from Chicago. They all flew down to the Keys. And then, of course, Hurricane Dennis intervened. And within a matter of hours, they all had to evacuate and find a new place to get married. They pulled it off today here at the Yankee Trader. They even brought their bagpiper with them. How much of a hassle has this whole thing been? You had a dream of being married in Marathon on the beach, and now the hurricane comes along and changes everything.
Well, it hasn't been too bad of a hassle because everybody just treated it like a vacation. So, you know, they just came down here and they're like, oh, okay, we got to see the Keys for a couple days. Now we're going to go to Fort Lauderdale for a couple days. But it was bad for a little bit. You know, I kind of had that moment where I was just, this is my wedding and it's ruined and everybody's here and there's hurricanes and nobody knows where to go. But then everybody just kind of, okay, I'll do this and I'll do that and I'll call the hotels and we'll do this. And everybody came up here and we're fine.
You're dressed for a beach wedding, then the hurricane comes along and spoils your plans.
Well, we wanted to have a nice, memorable small wedding on the beach in the Keys, and now we got an experience that's unforgettable. So it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Your hair still looks beautiful.
That's fun.
You tucked in a couple of those?
Yeah.
It's my brother Rob, the best man. Yo, the Bears.
Doesn't matter what you plan, you know. It all works out, though.
We're back live now. As you can see, we were looking at the aftermath of the wedding, and we just watched the wedding a few minutes ago, and you just saw the bride and groom getting ready for the wedding. It all worked out fine, amazingly enough. They managed to get up here to the Sheraton Yankee Trader and have a whole new wedding. They found a place that had availability, an amazing story to tell their future children, as they were telling me they plan to have. We're live in Fort Lauderdale. Ari Odzer, NBC6.
And great attitudes as well, Ari. Thank you. Hey, NBC6 wants to see how the storm impacted you. Share your stories and your pictures with us by going on to NBC6.net. In fact, these are just a few of the pictures that viewers have sent us over the past couple of days. One of our viewers here capturing the picture that tree snapped into. Beachgoers seeing high surf and crashing winds. The storm caused a patio roof to collapse, as you can see right here in a picture sent to us. And a common scene right now all over South Florida, trees into power lines and both down. Thanks to all of our viewers who have emailed us with your comments and your questions. And remember, keep them coming. NBC6.net.
NBC6 Weather Plus Doppler Radar is brought to you by the Miccosukee Tribe of Indians of Florida.
And good evening, everyone. I'm meteorologist Trina Robinson. We're watching a rapidly intensifying Hurricane Dennis, now a Category 3 storm, so another major hurricane on our hands. Here are the latest coordinates as of 5 p.m. You can see the winds are back up to 115 miles per hour, movement northwest at 14, and only 295 miles south of Apalachicola, Florida. And the folks in that vicinity need to be getting ready because this system is going to barrel in there as a major hurricane. Here it is moving on your satellite picture. A lot of intense convection. The eye is well defined, and this system again is a Category 3 storm moving very fast and is predicted to come on shore, making landfall as a Category 3 and not dropping into a 1 until it makes landfall. It could be on shore sometime tomorrow afternoon, so those folks are in for really a heck of a storm. This is a big one and a powerful storm. Right now, let's go to our Doppler radar system because I've turned on our multi-sweep function and it's sweeping the entire state looking for rain. And of course, plenty of that rain, lighter rain over the Keys right now. But unfortunately, we're going to continue to see showers today and tomorrow and possibly storms tomorrow if we get some sun because the tail end of the system will be dragged across us. All right, let's look at the forecast first. It's going to be a hot one tomorrow. Hot, steamy, muggy. Possible showers in the morning and storms likely in the afternoon and then ending by evening. So unfortunately, another wet day on hand, but not as bad as today. And again, the rainfall has gotten a bit lighter as the system starts to pull off to the north and make its trek toward Alabama, Mississippi. And unfortunately, the panhandle of Florida, where Ivan has crossed over last year and Cindy crossed over recently, dumping a lot of rain. And folks there are still rebuilding. Again, the reason why we're not going to have beautiful dry weather tomorrow, the moisture tail is going to be dragged over us from Dennis. And you can see on the satellite picture earlier that a lot of moisture is still over Cuba, and that's been there since yesterday. So unfortunately, we're still going to see some moisture today. How about the boaters? Rip currents are a possibility out there on the waters. The winds will start to die down tomorrow, but for first thing in the morning, winds are going to be about southeast at 20 to 15 and then seas 2 to 4 feet. Squalls are likely tonight. And then the 6th day, we don't start to dry out until we get around Monday into Tuesday. That's the very latest on powerful Hurricane Dennis. We'll be back with more news in just a bit.
Planning your next career move? Log on to NBC6.net for the latest job openings at NBC6 and Telemundo 51, or call the toll-free job line at 1-877-5HR-JOBS.
If it's leather that you want, the look, the feel, the durability, and the style, come into Carl's Greatest Leather Sale. The greatest selection at the absolute lowest prices. Carl's Greatest Leather Sale.
Say aloha to a great taste from Papa John's. It's Papa John's barbecue chicken and bacon pizza and Hawaiian barbecue chicken pizza with the added taste of juicy pineapple. Call now and get a large barbecue chicken and bacon pizza or Hawaiian barbecue chicken pizza. Your choice, just $11.99. $11.99. Now play Click and Win at papajohns.com and enter to win a 2005 Ford Mustang GT.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Don't forget, this weekend only, Carl's has put every single piece of South Florida's greatest selection of leather on sale. It's the lowest prices of the year, and it's only available at Carl's Greatest Leather Sale. Don't miss it.
Hurricane Dennis taking its toll on local sporting events. Calder Summer Summit of Speed was supposed to run rain or shine, but apparently not without power. The track's electricity went out last night and has postponed their richest day of racing until tomorrow. The Marlins wet but not washed out, finishing last night's rain-delayed game, but finishing with a loss. Game 2 tonight with the Cubs. This one underway. First inning, Chicago's Jerry Hairston Jr. sends one out to left. Miguel Cabrera there for the sliding catch. Maybe a little dramatics there. Former Marlin Derek Lee back from a shoulder injury. Maybe one at-bat too soon. Strikes out, and right now still zeros in the top of the second. Rookie Scott Olson making his third career start in this one. Hurricane Dennis pushing back today's Gold Cup matches at the Orange Bowl. Colombia will play Honduras, and Trinidad faces Panama tomorrow night instead. Yellow jersey wearer Lance Armstrong, all smiles during Stage 8 of the Tour de France. Must have ate his Wheaties. Get a horse! Oh, those crazy French people. This one too close to call in the end. A photo finish reveals that the Netherlands' Peter Weening wins the stage. Armstrong still holds the overall lead by a minute. Florida State quarterback Wyatt Sexton will miss the entire season due to Lyme disease. Doctors say the projected starter's organs are infected and will need several months of treatment. Doctors also adding the disease has resulted in psychiatric problems, which may explain his hospitalization last month. Boca's Morgan Pressel 5 for 5 in LPGA cuts, the only amateur playing in this weekend's Jamie Farr Classic. The 17-year-old asking the LPGA to lift their 18-year-old age requirement for turning pro. She's 1 under after 3 rounds, 8 shots back. Meanwhile, the best of the WNBA teaming up in their annual All-Star game. Diana Taurasi misses on her first attempt on a deep 3, but after the rebound, gets another shot and bottoms up this time. Lisa Leslie gets the crowd going. Who said girls can't dunk? She's only 8 feet tall, though. Leslie and the West win this one 122-99. That's a look at sports. I'm Guy Rawlings. Back to you.
And we want to tell you right now that the Kennedy Space Center is where the Space Shuttle Discovery is set to launch on Wednesday. In fact, the crew should be arriving there in just a couple of minutes.
And it really is exciting because it's been quite a long time since they've been able to. Discovery is scheduled to lift off on Wednesday. It will be the first flight, as we mentioned, for the shuttle program since the Columbia disaster in February of 2003.
And a reminder that NBC6's Michael Williams will be there for the liftoff. Look for live reports all week from the Kennedy Space Center.
Of course, we continue to follow Hurricane Dennis, now a Category 3 in the Gulf of Mexico, heading towards the Florida Panhandle, Mississippi, and Alabama.
We will, of course, be with you throughout the evening, bringing you updates throughout the night, telling you exactly what's going on with Dennis. And a reminder now that NBC Nightly News is next.
So stay tuned because they will be live from London. We'll see you back here at 11 o'clock.
Thank you for joining us. Good night.